Welcome back to the NFL Alumni Lounge, and we are honored to have an icon here from the sports and entertainment industry, Mr. Michael Buffer. Mike,
Charlie,
how are you?
How you doing? Good to see you, man.
I'm feeling like something big's about to happen now that you stepped in.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right, that's it. I'm out.
How much of what? We're like $2 million now in the negative we had to pay for that. Jeez. When you think and you look back at your career, what do you consider the biggest event you've experienced? Can that be answered?
You know, I just go through the list real quick. A dozen different NFL teams, openers and playoff games and that sort of thing. NBA Finals, Stanley Cup championships and playoffs, the World Series a couple times, Indy 500, NASCAR, and it all comes from what I started, doing in boxing. So, and boxing's still my go-to Michael Buffer thing, but it's I feel like I've been blessed because I'm a sports nut. I'm a junkie for the NFL. I'm like, just to be a part of these things and to do what I do, and then just to sit back and watch it. That's the highlight of a sports fan.
So what was Michael Buffer's like? If you had the Mount Rushmore of your childhood sports heroes, who makes it?
Childhood sports heroes?
Yeah. Growing up.
You're going to be before your time, brother. But
with the Alumni, I better know some of them.
Yeah, Chuck Bednarik.
Oh, wow.
If I'm going to make all sports heroes and coming from Philadelphia, I'd have to say like Robin Roberts and Ted Williams was still, pushing 40 and hitting 350. Willie Mays, oh my God! When I was a little kid, to go to Connie Mack Stadium, I saw Willie Mays play. I saw Jackie Robinson play before. He ended his career, and just many great moments. Yeah. So Mount Rushmore has 4. My Mount Rushmore would have to have a dozen at least.
You can have as many as you want, Michael Buffer.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about all that you've done for this game, how did you come in? Like, how did you enter the boxing game the way you did?
Lived in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Casino gambling came to Atlantic City in the late 70s, and then they started having fights there literally 3-4 times a week. ESPN and USA Cable, and then the weekends and the Wide World of Sports and Sunday Sports Spectacular with CBS. So, as a fan, I figured maybe I can try this, get my foot in the door. But what really happened was I'm watching the fights on TV, a ring announcer gave a split decision, and he gave the first 2 scores, and you knew who won before he gave the third score.
I messed up
And my son, who's like 13 or 14, I have 2 boys, my oldest says, I hate when that happens. Dad, you could do that. And at the time, I was making a living as a model and doing commercials, and so I guess he figured like TV is TV.
Wow.
I had no idea. And I sort of like checked out how to get my foot in the door and did it, and it took off.
So it went from the acting world into the sports world. That's awesome.
Well, I wouldn't call myself an actor, but
but a performer, you know. Wow. So the story, your brother was here earlier, Bruce, and that's a crazy story. I'm sure you guys watching have heard the story of how you guys came into each other's lives and all that. Is it wild for you to look and think that like you're 2 of the biggest voices now in American history? Is that insane for you to think about it?
It's crazy. I mean, I'm still amazed at times when I get some kind of big introduction, or people say like what you just said, and it kind of blows my mind. And the other morning on Good Morning NFL. Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, and Kyle and Kay and everybody was talking about their most embarrassing celebrity moments, and Kyle Brandt said that he was so excited when he met Bo Jackson that he said, "Hi, my name is Bo," and it's like these crazy moments, and I've had my favorite moment was, and it's hard to believe like when people like know my name, I'm like, oh my God, So I get a phone call, and this is way back when only a year or 2 into boxing announcing. I get a phone call. A woman's voice says, a British voice says, "Hello, Michael Buffer." And I said, "Yes." "Oh, hold please, Cary Grant calling." Now I figured this has got to be one of my buddies is going to imitate Cary Grant.
Yeah.
So I'm going to imitate Cary Grant better than him. So this voice gets on and says, "Hello, is this Michael Buffer?" And I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. Whoever this is imitating Cary Grant the way he sounds today at age 80. I said, "Yes, it is. What can I do for you?" "Yes, you were on ESPN the other night, had on a yellow bow tie, and I like the shape of it. Could you tell me where you got it?" "Oh, I can tell you where I got it." Yeah. And also the voice says, "You know, you're doing me quite badly." And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe this really is Cary Grant.
Oh my God.
And I become Hammond. I'm like, and it was Cary Grant.
Wow.
He liked the shape of the bow tie. He had called the top rank office in New York. They gave him my home number. And I had a company called After Six that supplied me with stuff. I'd done modeling for them. They sent him, like, they died 1,000 deaths. They sent him a dozen bow ties. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, amazing story. But before he got off the phone, I was like, "Mr. Grant, I'm really sorry. I didn't believe it was you on it." "Oh, don't worry. It happens all the time. Can't even make dinner reservations." And I'm thinking to myself, like, just imagine Cary Grant calling to make a dinner reservation. And there's a table for two for Cary Grant. "Hey, why don't you go?"
right. Take a walk.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time the big Hulk Hogan Sting match when they did that with WCW? You did that intro. That was electric.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
Yeah, I got to tell you, professional wrestling, some of the greatest athletes you ever want to see in your life. What they do is unbelievable. They do it with, like, shredded arms and tape it up, crazy glue on the cuts.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing guys, and just to work with Randy and Terry, you know, as everyone knows, is Hulk Hogan and these guys, a great thrill.
That's
really
awesome.
Great, yeah.
Now, there's a big piece of jewelry on the line this Sunday. Have you made an official prediction call yet?
There's great offense here, but somebody has to get the ball more often. And
that is a bigger piece of jewelry right there.
Great jewelry, yeah. And Triller presents Triad Combat. It's MMA versus boxing, but we level the playing field where we change the rules. They wear 6-ounce gloves. The fingers are there. The MMA guy can grab and manipulate, and which in boxing, of course, you can't do.
Right.
He could grab your behind
and they
the
have
neck,
actually their
shove
fingers
you, push
are
you
out.
off balance, yeah. And no kicking, but a guy who's a good MMA striker is going to have a heck of a chance with those gloves. The boxer is pretty much going to have to get used to being manipulated. And with a triangle, the corners are sharper, so the guys are going to go to the middle of the ring more often.
They're fighting in the triangle. That's
and we have
awesome.
2-minute rounds, so they can let it all hang out, too.
Wow. How many rounds are the fights going?
Main events are 9. The co-features usually 7, and then we have an undercard of 5 fights, and usually almost all MMA stars against boxers.
That is the coolest way I've seen so far to combine those sports.
And this is Jen, one of our lovely round card ladies,
Good to have you, Jen.
who has biceps of steel from carrying a 30-pound belt around all day.
Has that been a stress to you at all?
I mean, my arms are definitely getting a workout today.
She may be ready for the triangle. Well, exciting things on the horizon for Triller. Always with you. Thank you so
Charlie,
much, Michael, for coming in.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
She can't shake a hand there, but we'll rub it for good luck.
Yeah, well, she would break her hand like that.
Thank you, brother.